Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Hope you had a satisfactory weekend and that you're ready to open the doors to a whole new chapter in your vibe life, which is, March. I'm really enjoying it. It feels really good. I took my usual morning walk today and I noticed the smallest nubs on the trees and I got thrilled by it. It's the simple things in life, right? But truly seeing that elemental nature side doing its work without me, Mary, the human, having to lift a finger is just, it's almost intoxicating. It's like, I guess it's just the energy flow that I tap into and I feel, and it thrills me. So hopefully you can keep your eyes peeled wherever you're living for signs of spring. Some climates are already probably flowing fully in there, but we up here in South Dakota are really feeling the shifting, I guess, and it's wonderful. So let's drop in and do some grounding, flowy, vibrational focus and see where we land. I'm going to scoot back a little. It feels like I get to gesticulate a little bit more today. I'm so loving that word. When it came through last week, I was like, yeah. I didn't know what it meant, so I Googled it myself. Didn't even have John do it. I didn't know if it was dirty or what, so anywho. Okay, I'm going to do prayer posture, but with open fingers. And so follow me if you want, or you can just vibe it in your mind's eye. That's the best thing about a daily vibe practice is you don't have to lift a finger. Every piece of this kind of magical art form that we're playing with can be done in your mind's eye. So mine's just kind of coming together, a little movement, little flow. Huge alignment layer. My elbows want to touch, and it's just kind of a linking there as I feel a resonance with sunshine. This comes up a lot in our vibe tribe, again, linking to source energy frequency. So I'm just kind of flowing, leaning, there it is, leaning into that side of the energy field. My walk ended with a little bit of a hike up a small hill that Molly and I do. I don't know if you could call it a hill, but what would you call that, John? But
a hill.
Kind of a hill. And I did what Abraham Hicks always recommends, which is just being appreciative for the sun coming up every day. And it really did take me to a good place. So let's all just give that a little focus and appreciation for earthly layers that are already predetermined for us. Little gesture of no fear, completely fading off quickly. I love that. And the other side goes. Dynamic, what feels like bounty is coming in. You'll hear me use the phrase treasure a lot, but this one's bounty. So fullness, this filling energy as my hands are kind of going up. Just focusing and flowing on that. When we get into our 7 vibe guides, number 4 is where am I? And that answer is everywhere. And that takes us to that infinite, abundant side. So we're just kind of hanging there a second to remind ourselves and rewire that relationship with self around constant eternal flow and abundance. The color that links to that one is green. Cool. Let's all take a little green breathing. I am going to not guide it deeply because my arms are just floating along here. But let's do some chest breaths with green, 3-4 of those. I just switched to more like an aqua green. Float with that. Then a bit more on the teal side, still kind of dancing in that range. Just got the tone of heart-warming. Little frequency here of what warms your heart. Just got a little rebel energy coming in right now too, which I love that frequency. Sometimes being the opposite of, oh, thank you, Molly girl, of the traditional can really soothe your soul. Back when I studied the Enneagram quite a bit, there was one of the facets, I think it was the number 7 actually in that study of the 9, that had a real rebel element to it on one side. I guess the bottom line is I think we all have that within us, and spring sort of is rebellious in nature as well. When you think about spring storms and that pushing energy, we had a little bit of that the other day with kind of the birthing and the quickening and some of that. So it feels like it's wrapping back in. And I just want to take a minute to honor that within myself, the rebel, the free spirit, the one who's probably going to do it her own way. Hope you feel that too. There's a time and a place for conforming or, kind of doing things in a certain order. And then there's a time and a place for the rebel energy. And that follows through back into this filling up energy and the creative side of the coin. I know many of us in this group are creatives. And even if you don't think you are, I guarantee you are, because that's your nature. So we're just letting that part of us kind of come out to play. That's what a Max Vibe session is for. Is to connect with all the pieces of yourself that so often get just pushed to the back during the regular day. So I just want to heighten and open up a little bit more on that bandwidth of rebel, nonconformist, my way, linking to the phrase my path, my journey, my experience. And when we get really drawn into this on the vibe side, we start to understand some of the rules of the universe that have been passed down by masters and mentors, which links into my number 7 vibe guide, which is because you vibe so. So the practice with that is mood focus, which is always poignant in your now. Is your mood where you want it? If not, let's give ourselves a chance just to kind of drop the frame of mind you were in and choose a mood. One of my favorite moods is calm and curious. And I worked that in my morning meditation today. I could feel it as an intention. And then it rebubbled up to the surface. Look at my hands doing this bubbling to the surface too. Rebubbled up to the surface when I was doing my hot tub focus this morning. It was like I caught myself going down pathways or patterns that weren't very serving, and in my head just kind of chatter. And I brought it back together with that recommitment to calm and curious. So we're going to take another green breath. We're going to mess with this one a little bit. I want it to go in the forehead, bring it truly down the throat, hold it in the chest, and then exhale it out the bottom of your body. So like right at your sits bones. Try a couple. Felt a little sticky later in that in that middle spine. So I'm just going to kind of move it a little bit, give it a little open and close. And then I'm going to give one more allowing breath to myself to work with that green. Sinks right down on that layer. Cool. I feel, hope you're able to start discerning when you're playing with energy, because breath is energy. If it gets sticky somewhere, it just needs a little more attention. Oh, one of my favorite tones just came in, princess energy. So dudes, take it where you want to, prince energy, or allow that divine feminine side to come in because it serves all of us. We're mixed, friends. To have a sexuality is a human characteristic. Enjoy it, use it, but know that it's a part of your frequency. We're all blended energies. And if we had more knowledge from that spirit side, we'd probably even have other facets that we don't have names for, like male, female. But in this now version where we're kind of hanging as humans, there's a lot of flow there to tap into both sides of that coin as a luxury to yourself. feeling kind of a cupped hand here feeling, and the phrase chalice coming in, which if you've ever read any of the Dan Brown books, that was the phrasing for divine feminine as the chalice. It's kind of older energetics around the womb and the power of creation in its feminine form. Letting that fall into the earth. And on the human side, I just want to kind of, as we're wrapping this through, kind of comment that John and some friends and we had an experience the other night where we got to go to the vagina monologues. And I tell you what, talk about some divine feminine power. Mm-hmm. Boom! It was mind-blowing and thrilling and super exciting. And I want to say more, but I'll just let it be that. So let's kind of bring our tones back together in the now we respect both sides of our energy field, the masculine and the feminine, which always kind of, to me, hooks up into that yin yang frequency. So let's just give a little nod to all facets of self and a recommitment to self, that it's our dance to lean into whichever side feels right in that moment. Perfect. Close that up.